Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new video on the channel, guys. So what we're going to be doing today, we're going to be going over my week 2 predictions for the championship. Basically guys, if you don't know how this works, let me briefly tell you how it all works. So basically what I do, I give my predictions for I think the results will be for this week's championship fixtures. FIFA 16 also makes predictions, but what I'm really interested in is what you think. So comment in the comments down below, what are your predictions? So if you don't have time to do all of them, that's absolutely fine. If you just want to predict your club, or if you want to predict a couple of clubs, that's absolutely fine. I'll leave a link in, I'll leave in the description down below all the fixtures that are taking place this weekend. And if anyone does get any of them right, I will put their comment on the screen in my next video, obviously after all these fixtures have done, guys. So without further ado, let's just get straight on into the predictions. So the first one is Brighton against Nottingham Forest. So this one should be a good game, I'm thinking, because Brighton and Forest are two quite attack-orientated sides. I know Brighton's first game did actually end 0-0. However, saying that, I think both of them have a lot to offer going forward, and obviously Forest did well on their first day of the season, scoring 4 goals. Obviously, Bristol hit the ground running straight away, so it should be a good game. In this one, I'm going to say it's going to finish 2-1 to Brighton. I think Brighton will just edge it, and really what I'm thinking behind this one is that Brighton probably are a lot more stable at the back than Forest will be, so I'm going to say it's going to be 2-1. However, FIFA has predicted that it's going to be 2-0. The next one is then Aston Villa against Rotherham. So this one should be a good one as well, because obviously Aston Villa lost their first game of the season against Sheffield Wednesday, obviously very late on, and Rotherham couldn't hold out against Wolves when they had a 2-0 lead, so both these sides will be looking to improve on the weekend. However, what I think will happen, I think Villa will just about get this one, if I'm being honest, and Di Matteo will have galvanised that squad, and really he'll be looking for a result after really they came close to getting a result against Wednesday, but I think Villa will have enough to stay off Rotherham, so I'm going to say it's going to be 2-0. FIFA has predicted that it's going to be a 0-0. Then the next game is Barnsley against Derby County. This one should be a good one as well. Obviously, Derby County on the first day of the season only managed to pick up a draw at home against Brighton, and Barnsley were quite unfortunate to lose on the first day of the season, so Barnsley will be looking to rectify that with their first home game back in the championship. I honestly think it'll be a tough one for Barnsley, this one, so I'm going to say it's going to finish 2-1 to Derby County. I think it'll be a closely tested affair. However, I think the quality of Derby will eventually show through, and I think that they'll just edge it. FIFA, however, has predicted that this one will be a 0-0. Then to the next game, we have Brentford against Ipswich. So Ipswich's first day of the season was phenomenal. Grant Ward managed to score a hat-trick for them, and they just had an epitome of attacking options going forward for that game. They managed to score 4 goals in the end, which was fantastic for them, and Brentford didn't really get the start they would have liked to. They obviously lost away to Huddersfield, so Brentford will be looking to bounce back, and Ipswich will be looking to ride on their form that they showed in the first game of the season. I'm going to say that this one is going to end 2-2. I think it'll be a draw. I think Brentford will set up well for this match, obviously being their first home game of the season. However, I do think Ipswich have a lot going forward, so I'm going to say it's going to be 2-2. FIFA has predicted that it's going to be a 1-1, so yet again we're going similar with FIFA there. Then to the next game, we have Burton Albion against Bristol City. So obviously this is Burton Albion's first home game of the championship, and it's going to be a tough one, really. I think Bristol City are a very good side this season. They showed that on the first day of the season, coming from 1-0 behind to beat Wigan 2-0. I think it'll be a tough one for Burton, really, and I think Bristol are going to win this match. So I'm going to say it's going to be 3-1 to Bristol City. I don't really see Burton's defence being strong enough this season. However, going forward, I think they will offer something, so I think they will get a goal, but I am going to say it's going to be 3-1 to Bristol. FIFA, however, has predicted that it'll be 1-0 to Bristol. Next game is then Birmingham against Leeds. So this one, Leeds need to bounce back, really. After an awful start to the season, losing 3-0 to QPR on the first day of the season, they really do need to bounce back. I think Gary Monk, the Leeds crowd, will put him under a bit of pressure, and this Leeds squad as well under a bit of pressure, but Birmingham aren't going to lie down easily. They're a very good side, Birmingham. For this one, FIFA has predicted that it'll end 0-0, but I'm going to fancy an away win here. I'm going to say it's going to be 2-1 to Birmingham. And then we have Newcastle against Huddersfield. This one will be a very interesting matchup, actually, because obviously Newcastle lost their first game of the season to Fulham 1-0 on Friday night, whereas Huddersfield managed to win their first game of the season against Brentford 2-1 at home. So this one should be a good one, and I'm thinking Newcastle will bounce back, really. If they don't, and if Newcastle were to lose yet again, they really will be put under pressure in their next few fixtures. But honestly, I do fancy Newcastle's quality to shine through in this match. I have said in my championship predictions, I do fancy Huddersfield to be a dark horse this season. However, I just don't see them having enough to go away and get a good result against Newcastle. They could do, I wouldn't be too surprised, but I'm going to say it's going to be 2-0 Newcastle. FIFA has predicted yet again another 0-0. Then the next game is my team, Preston North End, and we are taking on Fulham. So I mentioned it a couple of times throughout this video, but Fulham had a great start to the season, managing to beat Newcastle 1-0 on the first day. So when I think about this matchup, really, I don't see a lot of goals being scored in this one. So I'm going to say it's going to finish 1-1. I think Preston really do need a result. We were awful on the first day of the season against Reading. I think Deep Dell will put the players under a little bit of pressure to get a result as well. I think it's going to end as a draw. I said in this video, I don't think there'll be a lot of goals scored, and I don't think there will be. So I'm going to say it's going to be a 1-1. FIFA, however, has predicted a 1-0 win to Preston. I'd take that, but I think Fulham, I don't think they'll be an easy side to go up against. Then to the next game, we have a little bit of a Lancashire derby early on in the season. We have, of course, Wigan against Blackburn Rovers. So both these sides are actually going into this match on 0 points, obviously. Wigan couldn't beat Bristol City. Unfortunately, they lost out very late on in the match, and Blackburn had a horrendous start to the season against Norwich. Obviously, Norwich being a very good opponent, so we were never really expecting Blackburn to win that. But some of the defending Blackburn showed in that match. I wouldn't be too surprised if Wigan did actually walk away with a win in this match. However, I'm feeling this one's going to be a draw, really. I think Blackburn will set up quite defensively going away from home. I think they'll want to shut up shop, and they'll want to rectify the mistakes they made against Norwich, because they really did look bad against Norwich. But saying that, I'm going to say it's going to end 1-1, this Lancashire derby. I think it'll be a closely contested match, this one, however. And then we have Wolves against Reading. This one as well, Reading obviously had a fantastic start to this season. They beat Preston 1-0. Probably they should have scored more than one goal in that match after they had a countless amount of possession throughout the match. In the end, they had something mental around 70-80% possession, which is absolutely ludicrous for a championship match. But this matchup, I think Reading will just about edge it, if I'm being honest. I could see Wolves coming back into this. Obviously, they've got a new manager now, and it'll be interesting to see how he does in his first home game with Wolves. But I'm going to say Reading are just about going to sneak this 2-1, so an away win for Reading there. FIFA has predicted a 1-1. I wouldn't be too surprised at that. Then again, I wouldn't be too surprised at a Wolves win either, but I'm just going to say Reading will just about edge this one. And then to the evening kickoff on Saturday, that is of course Norwich against Sheffield Wednesday. So both these sides had fantastic starts to the season. Obviously, Norwich scored 4 against Blackburn, and Wednesday managed to get a late winner against Aston Villa. So going up against these two, I think both these sides, what they're good at, they're very good at going forward. They've both got great options going forward. I think that'll show in this match. So I'm going to predict a big score for this one. I'm going to predict a 2-2. I think 4 goals are going to be scored, but honestly, I can't really pick between the two of these. If I had to pick one team I thought would win, if I had to pick one and I couldn't say a draw, I'd probably lean towards Norwich. They have the home advantage, and they still have the proven Premier League quality from last year. You know, players like Cameron Jerome, Naismith, Houlihan, players like that. Wednesday, on the other hand, I think they would be a very good side this season, and I think they'll definitely be up there. But I'm going to say it's going to be a 2-2. FIFA, however, has predicted an away win to Sheffield Wednesday. So fair play if Wednesday do actually manage to come out that match victorious. FIFA's predicted 2-1. I'm saying a 2-2. Let me know what you think of that in the comments down below. And then the last game being played on Sunday is, of course, Cardiff against QPR. Now, this one, I'm not really sure, really. QPR had a fantastic start to the season, with them, of course, beating Leeds 3-0 on the first day of the season. Cardiff managed to get a draw away to Birmingham, which, in all honesty, that's not a too bad result, really, getting a draw away at Birmingham. I think these two sides are going to cancel each other out, and I can see this being a 0-0. So that's the only 0-0 I'm predicting, and FIFA has also agreed with me. FIFA's actually predicted a lot of 0-0s this week, but let's hope we don't get that. But for this one, I am going to agree with FIFA, so I'm going to say a 0-0. So now, guys, that will wrap it up for my predictions for week 2 of the championship. So last week, I actually managed to get 1 prediction right, and FIFA also managed to get 1 prediction right, so that's getting the correct scoreline. So I think the game that I got right was the Huddersfield match, and I'm not actually sure what game FIFA got right, but it was one that ended 0-0, I think. I think as well, from the week 1 predictions, I think there was about 7 of you guys who all got a correct prediction. So leave in the comments down below, what do you think the outcomes are going to be this weekend, and you could get a chance of being on the next video, guys. So thank you so much for watching. So if you have enjoyed this video and you would like to see this series continue, make sure you do smash a like on this video. It really does help me out. Also as well, subscribe around here for regular championship content. But other than that, guys, make sure you check out all the links in the description down below. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. I always tweet before I upload a video, therefore you'll never miss a video ever again, guys. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.